How to draw a manga artwork on the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 pen display. Video by Vladimir London, a Life Drawing Academy tutor. Let's begin with the equipment. It comes in a well-presented box that says Kamvas Pro 19. The Ultra HD resolution is 4K and the pen technology is called Pentec 4. On the back of this box, we can learn in more detail about a new and improved generation of pens that use a new chip. It is a promising feature that every digital artist would welcome because precision is important for hand drawing. This product comes with two pens. Both pens have eraser buttons. Also, this display supports finger touch, which is a great advantage because you could zoom, pan and rotate canvas with fingers. 4K ultra high definition resolution makes this display a professional piece of equipment. Another unique point is a second-generation low-sparkle anti-glare etched glass. This is a very good feature to have because you don't want to see any reflections when drawing on this screen. And finally, this display has an amazing color gamut, which is a very important feature for a professional digital drawing equipment. It also says that color was calibrated at the factory, so it is ready for use and colors will satisfy every need. The box is not too heavy. At the top there is a handle, so it's time to check what is inside. It is good to see that this product is well protected. The display is in the bag. It is rather light for its size. Talking of its size, it is not too big, but neither too small. It would easily fit in a normal briefcase or backpack. It is slim and portable. I like it already even before I see it. I'll check the display in a moment. A quick guide sheet tells what accessories this product comes with. Also, it gives installation and connection instructions. It is very easy to connect it to computers, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Here's the driver download link. I will use it later to install this device. There is also information about pens and replaceable pen nibs. This really cool-looking envelope must contain some important information. It says Calibration Report. Let's check it. Huion really takes care of such details. It is not enough just to tell that Cala was calibrated at the factory, but actually give a full report with specification and diagrams. I'm very much impressed with such attention to detail. This manufacturer really takes care of this product. I will keep this report for future reference. Here's a very handy device called Huion Kamvas Mini. It is packed in a nice black box. This is a really great gadget that can speed up your workflow. I'm glad that Huion includes it as a part of the bundle, but it is also available to purchase separately. Let's unpack it. This device has a dial at the top, which can have up to 3 different functions of your choice. There are also 18 buttons. Each button can be programmed to perform some action or shortcut. At the side there is the on switch and at the top there is a USB-C port. This device has an inbuilt rechargeable battery. It is very small and light. There is also a quick start guide with installation and use instructions, which also has a warranty card. Also, there is a nicely packed cable with USB-C and USB-A ends. The L-shaped end plugs into the device. Check out the dedicated video on how to use Huion Kamvas Mini and how this gadget will help you with shortcuts and functions. The link is in the description. The next item is a pen box. At the top, this nice-looking box has the Huion logo and 2 recesses for the pens. At the bottom, there is a small metal hole for pen nib removal and rubber non-slippery pads. Inside, there are 2 pens and spare nibs. The slim pen has 2 buttons on its side and the eraser button at its end. Both pens are battery-free, which is ideal for hassle-free use. The nib is already installed. This stylus sits in a hand as a normal writing pen, which many users will find so convenient. Another pen is my favorite. It is thicker and has 3 buttons on its side. It also comes with the eraser button at its end. The grip side has pleasant-to-touch silicone rubber, which is non-slippery and dust-resistant. This pen is ergonomic and easy to hold. There are also 10 spare nibs, 5 plastic and 5 felt pieces. They will last for a very long time. These pens have a new technology called PenTech 4. It provides optimized retraction, improved performance and accuracy in all areas of the screen, and tilt auto-alignment, which decreases the cursor offset. With more than 16,000 of pressure levels and 60-degree tilt support, these pens are as good as any professional digital artist might wish for. A clever design of this pen box is a nice thing to have. Inside, the inner lining with dust-resistant, non-slippery silicone holds pens firmly in place. The next item is a nice 2-finger black glove. It has the Huion logo and is pleasant to touch. What makes this glove very special is its padded side. This is the first time I see such attention to detail in gloves for drawing on screens. Let's see how it fits. One size fits all hands. It is very comfortable and doesn't restrict finger movements whatsoever. The padded side is soft. It will cushion the hand support. I really like this accessory. The next item is a cleaning cloth. It is soft and padded, a very useful thing to have, especially if you do not use a protective glove. There are also several cables. Here's the USB-C cable. Its ends are protected with plastic covers. This cable is for connecting a pen display with a computer, tablet, or smartphone. The next USB-C cable is for connecting power to the display. The red end is for plugging into the power adapter. Here's an alternative 3-in-2 cable for connecting the display to a desktop computer. At one end it has 2 USB-C plugs. In the middle, 2 cables split into 3. On the other end, there are 3 plugs, USB-A, USB-C, and HDMI for video. Small clutches would keep cables together if you want. The length of these cables is rather long, which is good because your desktop computer might be located at some distance from the display. The USB-C cables also have a sufficient length of 1.8 meter. The power adapter is small and stylish. It comes with the USA socket plug, but for other sockets there are special plugs. The adapter has the USB-C socket. Now it's time to check the display. It is in a protective bag. The first impression is very good. The display is stylish, light, and thin. It is well proportioned and has a narrow edge. The etched glass is non-reflective. The 18.4-inch screen has an active area with 16:9 ratio. It measures 41 by 23 centimeters and has 3840 by 2160 resolution, which is ultra-high definition. With 238 pixels per inch, I doubt you will see individual pixels, which is a great screen to have. The back casing of this display is made of etched aluminum alloy, which is strong, light, and elegant. At the back, there are 2 foldable supports. They cover the ventilation holes. The small size of these holes tells me that this display doesn't require extensive ventilation and won't get overheated, which is important for long hours of work. If you want to mount this display, there are 4 screw holes for a stand or arm. The distance between them is 75 mm, which is standard. At only 2 centimeters thick and 2 kilos in weight, this display is a really great piece of equipment. It is big enough for drawing, yet small and light to be portable. 2 resets at both sides make it easier to handle. On one side, there are 2 USB-C ports and 1 standard audio jack. Also, at the bottom, there are 2 rubber pads for non-slippery support. They are small yet grippy. At the top, there is the power button, light indicator, and the finger touch switch. These buttons are metal, discreet, and stylish. The display stands firmly on the desktop. Before testing this display in action, I need to install its driver. It is available from the Huion website. Just click the Download Center button, select your device and operating system. This pen display is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux. Also, you may want to download the user manual. This manual comes in different languages and contains all the information you may need to know on what it is about and how to use it. Installing a driver is a straightforward process. Just download the file, run it, and follow the instructions. You may also refer to the user manual if you have any questions about installation. It makes sense to save this manual for future use. With the driver installed, I can now do some settings. The plugged-in display name will be displayed at the bottom. The Working Area tab allows you to select a preferred option. I want to see the full area. However, it could be set to a screen ratio or custom area. There is also the possibility to rotate the screen at 90-degree angles. You can also calibrate the monitor. To set up your digital pen, you need to know which actions you want to have. Every drawing software comes with a set of shortcuts. Such shortcuts can be found in Preferences. For example, in Rebel, it is under the Keyboard tab. Here, you could see a very extensive list of different key combinations for different functions. If you are a professional digital artist or designer, I'm sure you already know and extensively use numerous keyboard shortcuts. With Huion devices, you can assign such shortcuts to the key dial mini as well as to the digital pen. It makes sense to search for the most used key combinations and write them down just in case. Coming back to the Huion driver interface, under the Digital Pen tab, you will see 2 pens for this display. Rolling over the pen's buttons, you can check the default generic settings. Every program you use may have its special setup. Just click the Add a Program button and select the program you want to use. It has to run on your computer to be in the list, so I will go for Rebel. For this drawing program, I will set up the Quick Menu button. You can assign a different function if you wish. The Quick Menu comes with 6 virtual buttons. I want 2 buttons to perform undo and redo functions. You can manually type the function name to be displayed. Another important action is to save files, and I will also set up 2 buttons for zooming in and out. One button is for the actual view at 100%, and another button will make the drawing area to fit the screen. I name it Fit to be short. Another function I want to set up for the pen button is Rebel Brush Adjustment. The shortcut is simple, yet this functionality will be very much helpful when I will draw on the display. You may want to set up the slim pen as well. The top right Settings button opens a screen with display settings. Here you can adjust brightness and set up the color setting, which I prefer to be sRGB because it fits most of my needs. You can also enable or disable finger touch functionality. In the Backup tab, you can export your current setting for future use, which can be done by importing them on another device or if you accidentally reset everything to the default settings. The General tab allows you to pick the color scheme and select the interface language. With all 3 buttons ready for action, I will now test this pen in the Rebel program. The first button is for adjusting brush size and opacity. By pressing this button and moving the pen up and down, I can increase and decrease the opacity of a chosen brush. Also, by moving the pen horizontally to the right and left, I make the brush size bigger and smaller. It's very convenient to do it with one hand instead of using a keyboard shortcut for that purpose. Here's the brush size in action. I can easily change it by pushing the button with one finger. The top button brings the quick menu options where I can undo pen strokes, for example. The same way, it is easy to redo those actions one by one. Once again, all is done with the pen without a keyboard. The same quick menu also has options to display the drawing area at the full zoom and to fit the screen. I can also save the file with this pen, which is really good. Just to remind you that you could set up whatever functions you like instead of those I'm showing here. This is down to your personal preferences. The quick menu on the pen is good, but at the same time, Huion Key Dial Mini can do the same functions even faster. It's time to show you how I did this manga artwork on the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 pen display. I will start with the face drawing. To get some proportions in place, I will make an underdrawing which will serve as a guide for final contours and outlines. The manga stylization has its rules. A character's head is usually shaped as a hazelnut. The vertical line of the face symmetry is a good guide to position the facial features correctly. I will also mark several levels that will help to avoid horizontal misplacements. The height of a face is divided into 3 parts by these levels. The outline of the jaw gives the 3/4 view angle. According to the classical canon of proportions, the top edge of an ear is located at the eyebrows level, while the bottom edge is aligned horizontally with the base of a nose. So the height of an ear is comparable to the height of a nose. There are certain rules of how to draw an ear which are based on anatomy of its cartilages. These rules are fully explained in the Life Drawing Academy course. I will also mark some helping lines for eyes, nose, and mouth. How to draw a portrait in the 3/4 view is described and illustrated step by step in my book, which is available on Amazon. The classical proportions of a realistic face are adapted a bit for the manga style purpose. The eyes will be bigger, the mouth is smaller, so is the lower third of the face. When you know how to draw realistic portraits from life and imagination, adapting those rules for some chosen style like manga or anime is easy. The 3-dimensional construction, anatomy, and proportions will remain in place, but simplified and amended to serve the style purpose. However, if you do not know those rules, making manga or anime characters will be more difficult for you. Also, your drawings will have inevitable mistakes you won't be even aware about. This is because a proficient artist draws what one knows, not what one sees. This is especially important when you design fictional characters that you could not meet in life. If you want to get strong figure and portrait drawing skills, take one of the best drawing courses, Life Drawing Academy. If I make a mistake, it is easy to correct it with the Huion pen. I just press the quick menu button and choose Undo. With the disposable construction lines in place, I can now outline facial features in darker lines. The vertical line of the face helps to make such features symmetrical, while horizontal lines ensure that paired facial features are on the same level. While I'm drawing, I will give you some tips on portrait drawing. When drawing an eye, keep in mind its shape, which is a sphere. The distance between eyes can be compared to the width of one eye. The eyelids have thickness and envelop the eyeball. The upper and lower eyelids are not symmetrical. The top point of the upper eyelid is about 1/3 from the inner corner, while the bottom point of the lower eyelid is 1/3 from the lateral corner. The upper eyelid is a bit bigger than the lower and has more eyelashes. Unless you draw a girl's portrait, do not depict individual eyelashes, but make one bold line to unite them. This rule is not applicable for female manga faces. The width of a nose is comparable to the distance between eyes. The bottom edge of the lower lip usually divides the distance from the base of the nose to the bottom of the chin in half. The upper lip edges divide the upper half into 3 almost equal parts. When it comes to a hairstyle, the manga portrait rules are also a bit different from a realistic portrait. Think about the hairstyle as one big unified mass that has a thickness and envelops the cranium shape. For anime, hairstyles are usually more simplified and stylized than in manga artworks because such drawings have to be animated. The same approach is used for noses. For anime, a nose would be just a simple line with a bit of shadow, while in manga it might look more realistic, with nose wings and nostrils, like in this drawing. I will exaggerate the hairstyle in this drawing to get a bigger dark mass on the light background. The coloring will come later, but I already plan the tonal masses and the balance between dark and light areas. To connect the head to the torso, I need the neck cylinder. The bottom plane of this cylinder, where it connects to the shoulders, is not horizontal, but tilted. The pit of the neck is lower than the 7th neck vertebra. The oval at the bottom of the neck marks the dimension of the first pair of ribs. How to draw a shoulder girdle is an important topic that many beginner artists are not aware about. This topic, together with anatomy for artists and sequential steps of portrait drawing, is fully covered in the Life Drawing Academy course. Actually, students who receive unlimited personal tutoring in this course make and draw special models of a skull and shoulder girdle to learn the head and shoulders construction. Such practical tasks prepare them for drawing portraits from life and imagination. I really like this display performance. It does not get hot. It is lag-free. The parallax is minimal. In fact, I do not see any gap between the pen tip and the cursor. I also like very much how this Huion screen displays colors. The color calibration is perfect and the color gamut is amazing. The pixel density is such that I do not see individual pixels. It is a very pleasant experience to draw on such a pen display. The background will be light in tone and warm in color. I will randomly sketch some leaves and flowers on top of the big round shape overlaid with arches design elements. I think such a background is more than enough to test how Huion Kamvas Pro 19 pen display works for digital drawing. Its size is not too small nor big, just right for such design and illustration work. All the necessary tools and windows of the Rebel painting program are arranged on both sides of the drawing area, while there is plenty of room left for the artwork itself. This drawing approximately measures as an A4 size sheet of paper, which is bigger than what you get on most tablets. The 4K resolution on such a large screen looks really good. I do not see individual pixels, the colors are bright and the color gamut is wide. This is very important for a digital artist, illustrator, or designer. I also like the pen. It is very precise and easy to draw with. There is no parallax effect no matter at which side of the screen I draw. I think screen calibration also helped to minimize such an effect. In addition, I really like the 3-button functionality of the pen. 3 buttons actually provide 8 functions, which is sufficient for most users. And of course, should you need more shortcuts, Huion Key Dial Mini will give all the functionality you want to have. This device is included in the bundle. With the drawing complete, I can now paint in colors. I will start from the background, then do the face and hairstyle, and finish with the dress and final touches. This sequence can be arranged in any way you like. There are no hard rules here. You might be interested in how this Huion Kamvas Pro 19 pen display compares to the Kamvas Pro 24 4K display, which I tested in a previous video. The link is available in the description. I have to say that both displays are great. Both have 16:9 ratio of the active area, well-built drivers, are easy to set up and use. With the same 4K resolution, the smaller display has more pixels per inch. It also covers a wider gamut of colors, 150% sRGB compared to 140% of the 24-inch product. However, I could not see the difference, which might be because I'm not using too many green colors in my artworks. The claimed viewing angle is the same for both displays, but for some reason I have a feeling that the bigger device shows a better picture at a bit wider angle. But this might be due to the difference in contrast ratio, which is 1000:1 in the 19-inch display and 1200:1 in the 24-inch display. Huion says that the 19-inch display has the second generation of anti-glare glass with nano-etching technology, yet I do not see a big difference in reflection. Another advantage of the 19-inch screen is the second generation of pen technology. Its pens have twice greater pressure levels, 16,000s instead of 8,000s, but as for me, the previous generation of pens was good enough to do the job. New pens have an eraser button, which I do not use because I prefer using the drawing program erasers which come with various shape, size, and opacity settings. It makes more sense for me to use an eraser as a pen without flipping the stylus upside down. However, I appreciate the improved accuracy, especially in the corners. What makes a new generation of pens a better choice is the third button on a bigger pen. It can set up 6 virtual buttons that expands its usability. One of the main points that makes Huion Kamvas Pro 19 different is touch input, which the 24-inch display doesn't have. I'm sure there are many users who will welcome such functionality. As for me, I like drawing with a pen without a glove, do not rotate canvas, zoom the drawing area with shortcuts, and move it by holding a key, which makes touch input optional rather than necessary. Also, the 19-inch display comes with the advantage of reverse charging. This is a good thing to have. Another difference is that the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 has a metal casing, which looks elegant, but it requires earth connection not to conduct static electricity to your hand. Of course, having a smaller screen, the 19-inch device consumes almost twice less power, but even the 24-inch product doesn't take too much power. This brings us to the main question: which pen display to go for, Huion Kamvas Pro 19 or Huion Kamvas Pro 24 4K. Being very much comparable products when it comes to specification, I think the main difference is in size and weight. At 6.3 kilos, the 24-inch display is 3 times heavier than the 19-inch display. So, it is a very good piece of equipment if you want to keep it in your studio or office. However, at only 2 kilos, the 19-inch display is portable. You can take it to whatever location, for example, if you work as a freelancer who visits clients' offices. I have and use both displays and still cannot point out which one is better. Ultimately, this would be a personal choice based on how you plan to use your pen display. I like the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 for its great screen, portability, reverse charge, and improved pens. The manga artwork is progressing nicely. By the way, character design is one of the topics covered in the Life Drawing Academy correspondence course. This academy consists of 2 courses, online and correspondence. In the online course, you will have a lifetime access to 52 multi-part video lessons on portrait and figure drawing. It is a self-learned course that requires some basic knowledge of constructive drawing. If you are a beginner or not sure what constructive drawing is about, then the best option is to take the correspondence course, which we designed to be one of the best drawing courses in the world. In the Life Drawing Academy correspondence course, you will have a lifetime one-on-one teaching from talented fine artists and professional art teachers until you reach the advanced level of drawing skills. Here's how it works. Upon enrollment, you will get a Life Drawing Academy account with full access to all 52 video lessons and a welcome email with all information you need. After you make several test drawings, the Academy tutors will review your drawing abilities, advise what skills and knowledge you are missing, and suggest a drawing curriculum that will be tailored to your level of skills. This curriculum will also take into account your interests and goals. If you want to focus on some specific genre or topic, it will be included into your list of assignments. There will be 100 practical drawing tasks on all the topics you need to learn to get the advanced level of skills. Every assignment will be explained in depth, and you will know what to do and how. Every drawing you make in this course will be reviewed, and tutors will point out your mistakes and advise how to improve. This course is suitable for complete beginners because you will learn everything you need to know. If you already have some art education, you will get topics tailored to your level. You will advance your skills and learn new things. For example, drawing figures in motion or creating figurative compositions that tell a story. The Life Drawing Academy correspondence course will help you to cover 4 big areas of professional drawing: constructive drawing, tonal drawing, portrait drawing, and figure drawing. These 4 big subjects consist of many drawing topics which come with multiple tasks. I will now go through the long list of drawing topics that students learn in this course. To get good skills, you need to learn how to use drawing tools. When you know how to handle a pencil, you could use it for drawing flat geometric shapes with straight lines and smooth curves. Learn how to measure angles and proportions in drawing, as well as a unique method of drawing perfect ellipses. In the dedicated task, you will learn the professional techniques of hatching and cross-hatching. Another important aspect is drawing in perspective. Did you know that there are 16 different types of perspective and 21 perspective drawing rules? Intersection of objects is another big and important topic a proficient artist, illustrator, architect, or designer should be fluent in. In this course, you will get familiar with classical orders by learning the constructive approach of drawing Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian capitals. You will discover 15 elements of composition and how to use those elements to make works of art that tell your story and move the viewer. You will also learn tonal rendering. You will discover the theory of tonal values and find out 25 tonal rendering rules. You will make tonal artworks from life, assembling still life compositions. Apart from drawing, you will also learn sculpting. After learning the know-how and developing good practical skills of constructive and tonal drawing, you will be prepared for the next big subject, portrait drawing. You will get very special templates for making human skull paper models. Learning the muscular anatomy of a head gives good comprehension of the head surface and facial expressions. The assignments on portrait drawing will include sculpting of facial features and drawing them from life at various angles. The know-how of portraiture comes with 51 portrait drawing rules. Another topic that every portrait artist must know is how to connect the head to the neck and shoulders. Another important and advanced topic of portrait drawing is depicting emotions. After learning how to draw realistic portraits the professional way, you will come to the next big subject, figure drawing. You will discover 3 different canons of classical proportions of a human figure. In addition to the upper body anatomy, you will discover the pelvis and spinal column construction, anatomy of legs, knees, and feet. Drawing arms and hands will be fully covered in this course. All this knowledge and experience will prepare you for drawing standing, sitting, and reclining figures. You will learn good tips on gesture sketching and how to depict human figures from any angle in any pose. If you are interested in character design, this subject can also be included into your drawing curriculum. If your passion is in manga or animation, the course tutors will help you to get the necessary skills of character stylization. Whatever your interest is, animalistic or botanical drawing, urban sketching, industrial or architectural design, good drawing skills will be needed to fulfill your dream. This is what the Life Drawing Academy course is about, giving you the necessary know-how and practical experience in drawing whatever you see or imagine. To see examples of drawing tutorials from the Life Drawing Academy online course, check out lifedrawing.academy/free.